sacrificing my fun days. Don't say that I'm lucky.
Hello and welcome to Catalina Island. My name is Casey Barr. I'm a doctoral student at the University of Southern California, and I'll be your host.
8 years of schooling, you party, I study. Sacrificing my fun days to earn my doctorate degree.
In addition to the research being conducted by USC, the Wrigley Institute is home to many researchers and education groups from around the Los Angeles and Southern California region. These students are from Pasadena City College and are conducting research looking at the beach rat, or the dead kelp that washes up on shore. As you can see, this is an active helipad. Law enforcement from around California come out here to practice their waterland as well as their training.
Sacrifice takes discipline.
One of my favorite locations out here is the Catalina Hyperbaric Chamber.
Yes, it's hard to
This facility is ran by volunteer staff 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and is used in dive-related emergencies such as arterial gas embolism and decompression sickness.
always missing.
So one of the cool things about this chamber, in addition to the volunteer staff, is that it's completely mechanical. Everything here is done by turning knobs and switches and monitoring how much gas is coming in and out of the system. We have the operator's panel, which controls how much gas goes in and out of the chamber. And by adding more and more gas, what we can do is put a diver who's in an emergency under pressure, just as if they were still diving, and allow them to off-gas any sort of bubbles that may have formed.
Out on party.
Welcome to the first part of the chamber. This is what's known as the lock. So the lock is this area that we use kind of like an elevator to bring down physicians down to the depth that the actual main chamber is at.
But what I miss.
Inside the second chamber, we have the actual treatment facility. We have beds here for 2 patients, but we can actually fit as many as 4 divers in here at a time. We have gas lines that are connected externally, so we can bring in not only just pressurized air, but also pure oxygen or nitrox gas mixes.
More is you.
Main research focuses here at the Wrigley Institute is sustainability, answering questions such as how we're going to feed and provide water for our ever-expanding population. Using novel techniques and solutions, scientists out here have been conducting research in a variety of different methods.
Sacrificing my fun days to study in the.
Welcome to the Blue House. This structure was built to house shellfish lines such as oysters and sea urchins, used for genetic material experiments, trying to find parental lines that are going to provide the largest, healthiest offspring for human consumption. This is a mix between farming and genetics.
Library. You may say that I'm lucky, but everything I have was earned.
We're now going to leave the Wrigley Institute and head over to Catalina Harbor, one of our field sites, and talk about some of the science we've been doing over there.
Countless nights eating noodles.
So as you can see, this vehicle is still pretty dirty. It's September in Southern California, so it's not quite the rainy season, but we're keeping it dirty for the drought. And brown is the new green, and just it's kind of a dirty vehicle all year round, but that's all right. We're on a desert island, so you don't expect high luxury.
A happy life is what I yearn.
One of the reasons why Catalina Harbor is an important site for our studies is that this is an undisturbed ecosystem. Although Los Angeles is 22 miles away from us, we have here a nice pristine environment in which we can do our studies without any sort of anthropogenic or human-caused influences. Some of the other research that's been done here at Catalina Harbor has been geochemistry and looking at the effects of bioturbation or animal burrowing in the sediments. Things like shrimp or mollusks, clams, and other shelled invertebrates will bury holes into the sediments, and that'll in fact change the microbial community or what type of bacteria are able to thrive, and it changes all the chemistries in these sediments. So some of the research we've been doing out here is looking at marine sediment microbiology and the communities of bacteria that live in these muds. This location is known as a tidal mudflat. So during low tide, this is all exposed to air. This is just mud that sits here. But as you can see now, during the high tide, this is all inundated with water. What we're interested in is trying to figure out the new bacteria species that live in this mud, as well as what they're doing with nutrients such as iron, sulfur, manganese, nitrate, and basically trying to tell a story from a geochemical and microbiological perspective. In ocean waters across the world, there's an average of 1 million bacterial cells per millimeter or cubic centimeter of seawater. When we talk about the sediment, that mud underneath on the ocean floor, that number then comes up to about 1 billion cells per mil. More specifically, the kinds of bacteria that we're interested in isolating from these sediments include metal oxidizers and reducers, bacteria that use things such as sulfur, iron oxides, manganese oxides in order to power their metabolism.
Thank you very much.